Music videos don't work anymore in order to go viral. We need to think about what is going viral and how do we replicate that with our music and our brand. Like Eric Bellinger's video, that got 30 million views. The retention on that, people on average watch that 6 times. That's a 600% retention, because we know that if it's going viral in this market, it can go viral in this market, and it's a blue ocean because nobody's seen that video in this market over there.
For me, it's to get people.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get like as many people as I need to film all that, because I usually film it only myself, because people are busy.
Good thing you've got Rapville. We'll be bringing up all the people, all the actors, the videographers, the directors, and we'll film everything we need in 24 hours. In the next 12 minutes, I'm gonna break down how this artist can go from 2,000 to 3,000 views a video to millions on her next release. Ready? Let's do it. So please introduce yourself and the music that you create, and what's the next release gonna look like?
Of course. I'm Miss Blanche. I'm a neo-soul R&B artist who plays with Spanish and English. And the next release is gonna be a 70s soul vibe song, really intimate, sexy, inspired by Silk Sonics, basically.
Amazing. All right, cue the music. Undress me, my Miss Blanche. Let's blow it up.
I see you undress me with your eyes, honey, with your eyes. Then you look away, babe, there's nothing in the sky.
For the purpose of the video, all we need to focus on is that first sentence. And I'm gonna try a bunch of different methods in order to blow this up, and I'll explain those in just a minute. But the foundation of this working is actually the branding of the song. Not really your branding as an artist, because that can get quite philosophical where people start asking themselves, oh, what's my brand going to look like 5 years from now, and how do I want to be remembered? Those are super philosophical questions. We just need to ask ourselves the questions that are relevant for the content, because that's the way we're going to blow this up. We're at Rapville, that's what we do. So, branding. The brand of the song, I always like to ask myself a very, very simple question, which is, if I was to be in a cinema and the song is playing as the background sound in a movie scene, what would be going on screen? What are some of the settings that we can relate with the music and the sound? Go ahead.
I see tension, like sexual tension, like Versace on the floor vibes, romance, like playing off, I don't want to give you everything, but I'm kind of flirting with you.
So teasing.
Yeah, teasing, there you go. I see also like 70s vibe, because it's really inspired by like 70s music.
Awesome. So what colors are associated with the 70s?
I would say warm colors, like gold, brown, orange, yellow.
Perfect. What are the characters in these scenes that we're thinking of right now? What would be the standard characters?
I would say it's a really passionate couple.
So it's just a girl and a guy in a relationship, in love with each other, sexual tension, teasing, 70s warm gold. That is perfect. The visuals that are coming to my mind already are going to be so easy to replicate with different content formats. And these formats that I'm about to share are the proven ones that have got us millions of views. So I'm going to put it in this plan right now. In order to get results now, we've got the brand, yes, but we need to communicate that brand in a viral way. Many people take this brand and come up with music video ideas, but music videos don't work anymore in order to go viral. We need to think about what is going viral and how do we replicate that with our music and our brand. Now, the best way that I like to think about this means you can just copy what's working and remix it. I call it the copy and remix framework, therefore. Copy and remix essentially means see what's going viral. You don't even have to understand why the algorithm pushes certain things. You just have to understand why this video specifically went viral. Now, the way to do it is by first researching 3 top creators in your niche. Now, from those 3 creators, you then want to find their 3 most viral videos. 3 videos that you can take inspiration from. Now, you do that 3 times because there's 3 creators, and what you end up with is 9 viral video examples. Now, what you can then do is you can come up with content strategies based on these videos by just remixing them. And with each video, you can come up with 3 video ideas each, just taking what's worked from here. So let's say you got this one here. Now you essentially, if you do all the maths, you've got 28 videos. And that's the framework that I'm going to use, but now we need to get into the details of it, of course. And this works super well because imagine you've got all these creators that are similar to you, you're inspired by them. You just need to make this relevant to your song. And that's where we get into the remixing part of things. So that's research done, and now into the remix part. So this is step 2 now. So let's actually go ahead and remix a video. So imagine we've done this process, and the video that we find is a reaction method. So there's this great example that's going to play on the screen right now by JVKE.
Playing my song for my childhood piano teacher until this happened.
I'm nervous.
what JVKE does very well in that video, he does something called retention editing, but on a very simple reaction video. That's the name of our first format. The reaction method. Now, the reason why it works so well for him is because you see in the first few seconds, there's some text on the screen straight away that says, look for the reaction. That's the goal. So you want to make people wait until there's something, which is when we start to break down the psychology of why content actually goes viral. So that reaction method has a text hook. And what's being done extremely well with that text hook is you're making people wait for something, therefore predict what's going to happen. The whole reason why videos go extremely viral is because people are always waiting for something to happen. Therefore, they can feel like they're about to predict the right thing. And then when you actually show them the thing that they were trying to predict, you either surprise them or you give them a sense of satisfaction. It's the payoff at the end of the video. Okay. Meaning the hook is only so important, but the watching until the end is the next most important bit. And what JVKE does very well, he zooms in on the reactions. He makes sure there's text above the head of the person reacting, making it feel like you can see into their thoughts. And then you add the extreme reaction, which as you can see here, the teacher's crying in the video. It's probably not that deep. I've seen that teacher in like 9 videos so far to the same song. I promise you, she's not the teacher and it's all orchestrated. But that's the way we think about content. So now we can apply it to the music. Your song is obviously more about the sexual tension, the teasing. So how can we draw this reaction method all the way into your brand? Now this is where we remix it. So we just have to think, we need a video with a text hook and with someone reacting and with an extreme reaction right at the end.
The thing is that I've tried the reaction thing, but it didn't work.
Let me see the video.
Yeah.
Os tengo que confesar algo. Me gusta mi mejor amigo y no sé cómo decírselo. Se llama Álvaro y hace 2 años le conocí en Liverpool en la uni de Paul McCartney. Empezamos a hacer música juntos ya que a los dos nos molaba el soul, el funk y el rap y hace 2 meses nos mudamos a Londres y...
I already know. How long is this video? 1 minute 16 seconds. And we get to the reaction when?
Álvaro! Ven!
After 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So straight away in that video, you're starting it when the person reacting, the reactee, is not actually there to react. Meaning the audience initially can only listen to your voice to understand what the video is going to be about. There's no predictability element. You know, when I talk about a hook, there's 3 parts of the hook. The hook is 3 things. First, spoken. You've done that well. That's good. But the next part of the video, of the hook, is the visual hook. What's actually going on the screen, which would explain what the video is going to be about or make you want to predict what the video is going to be about. So then it's easy for you to understand, therefore making you more interested to watch it. Context. And then the final thing, as part of the hook, is the text hook. Now what I can see you did in that video, you did spoken, but there's not so much of a visual hook because you're missing the visual thing that JVKE did really well, and that was having the person there straight away. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no text hook either, right?
Yeah.
There was no text hook. And that's so important because if you're just relying on the spoken hook, you're forgetting that light travels faster than sound. People can see things first, and that's the easiest way for them to understand the communication than when you're talking.
But do you mean like spoken and texting like different things? Apart, like, because I put the subtitles, but I didn't put a hook.
We need a text hook. We need a text hook because that gives you the context, right? It gives you the reason to watch the video.
Okay.
It's like, is this video relevant for me? That's what people are trying to understand in the first 3.5 seconds. And if it doesn't feel relevant, they scroll. And it seems like that's what they did with that video right there. Am I correct?
Kind of.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's go viral. So that's that out of the way. The next format that we're going to look into is called the transition method. Now, for one of the artists that our team works with, Citizen the artist, he's grown from 0 to 1 million followers in less than 12 months.
Wow.
And his whole growth is attributed to the transition method. The transition method, there's 2 different versions. There's one with the Snapchat text.
Last night's the first time we met. I pray time make me yours again. No one sees me like.
And there's one that's outside of TV. And these 2 methods can absolutely cook if they're done right and they're congruent with the branding and the lyrics. Now, I know in the song, the first line says something really interesting. It says, undress me with your eyes. Now, if we watch this video from Citizen that our team did, that got 78 million views, we can start to remix that based on this song. Let's play it.
Nobody like you know me like it's so caught up in your eyes. Tripping on your body like wine. Hit me every damn time, breathing heavy, I need you.
Now, if you watch the first few seconds, you see that his girlfriend is standing there shaving cheese on top of his head. And then he runs back towards the TV, which is meant to make people think that he's going to record this whole video on the TV, which increases that curiosity element. But then the mind, remember the big word, predictability. The audience thinks they're going to predict what's going to happen next. So they're like, oh, I predict this video is actually going to be shot on the TV. Is it going to work out good? Is it going to work out bad? So many questions and curiosity, but everyone just wants to see the result. And then finally the result happens, and there's a connector right there with the snow falling. But it's not snow, it's cheese, remember? And that's the way that people think about it. And they're questioning in the comments, is this even true that it was recorded? And that's why that video has 80 million views.
Oh, wow.
So if I want to take your videos from 2,000 to 3,000 views to at least 1 million plus, then we've got to start thinking about creative content in that sort of way. So an idea that I'm thinking of, if you want to take that same idea of a TV with connector, what can we actually take? Well, we can get you in front of a TV, yes. But I think what would be really interesting is if we have two guys, and this is outrageous. This idea is viral because everyone's going to want to be predicting. So two guys carrying your towel as you run close to the phone to start clicking to record the video, same way Citizen does as he walks backwards. You're next to the camera, but the two guys are holding the towel as you're running backwards and they're covering it and all they can see is your shoulders. So everyone's predicting what is going to happen. You run up to the TV behind you and the towel is still being carried. As the song drop happens, they drop the towel, but it cuts to the TV shot right before it shows anything.
Okay.
Shows any of your body whatsoever. But then the post transition of the TV will have a little bit of the towel falling down in it as well in the same second, and we'll just see the shoulders. So obviously people will be thinking certain things, saying, oh, no way, she's doing that, whatever. But it works with the song. Undress Me With Your Eyes. So there you go. That's a TV transition that's freaking viral.
Okay, nice. What would you put in the TV though?
The TV, ooh, great question. It's got to be congruent with the style of the track. So I just said 70s. 70s would work super well because that's the visual aesthetic. It's not really going to increase the virality of the track because the viral point of this is that there's a transition point and it starts off in such a curiosity driving way. But that will be good for artist branding, which therefore does convert better to streams later on down the line. So those are the two formats that I think would work really well for this. But you said you had an idea. Tell us.
I thought about the Snapchat one that you were talking about. Maybe something like me going out of the bathroom to my room with a towel.
Okay.
And faking, that my roommate is filming and saying like, no way I grabbed this on camera. And literally I'm taking it off, and just when I take it off, I say to the camera like, I see you undress it. Yeah, it's risky, but
Whoa!
that could work.
So then it transitions.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. That's viral.
Thank you.
That's viral. If the communication in the first 3 seconds is super clear that you are going to take off the towel, holy moly, and then you turn around, that's so risky, but so viral. Because that's exactly what social media needs.
Yeah.
So if I try to just explain it as I've understood it, before I explain this, we have to understand why the Snapchat method works extremely well. It starts off with a candid shot, and then it transitions into a cinematic shot, and that's the second shot right there. Your shot starts with a friend filming from the side of a door and peers into the room, maybe zooms in a little bit, and it says, can't believe I caught this on camera, or am I weird for filming this, ? Or even better, am I weird for filming this? How did I catch this? Or she didn't lock her door. Crazy, right?
That's a good one.
And then
or even in the window.
Yeah. Oh, even in the window. Viral. Dab me up for that. Yeah, dab me up for that. That was so good. In the window works really well because then it's a really weird kind of spine thing, and people want to see inside other people's homes all the time. They're curious. That's why people do people watching.
Exactly.
So if we take the same psychology, put it in a viral video, we're going viral. I'm telling you. So the cinematic transition then will be you turning your head as you drop the towel and maybe being shocked by the person who's filming, and then you're singing the song. I think that would work. But there's another bit, which is the transition isn't shocking enough.
Exactly.
There's nothing that initiates the transition. So what would be even better is if you're about to take off the towel and then you see that someone's filming you, you grab a pillow and you throw it towards the person who's holding the phone. And as it hits the phone, it transitions.
Okay, nice.
There you go.
Okay.
So there's actually something to transition it into. For example, for Citizen, one that our team has done is the face slap, right? There's something to transition the video. Someone initiates something that makes sense to the video. And in this one, you throw a pillow at the person holding the Snapchat phone, and that's the transition to the song.
Okay. Wouldn't it be too aggressive for the song?
So, exactly. That's why this maybe doesn't work so well. But there's two types of videos when you think about viral content. One that works really well with the lyrics, and then one more that is just, here's a viral idea, let's just do it. And we don't hate any of these two methods. They both still get millions of streams. Just look at our artist, Robin Singh, RB Singh. Our artist, we filmed with him this video where he's getting kicked to the floor, but it's a love song, and it transitions to a shot from above as he gets up from being kicked.
Okay.
As you can see, that video doesn't have a lot to do with the song, but it got 4.5 million views.
Wow. Okay.
4.5 million. You know how many streams it got from that?
How many?
113,000 streams in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're trying to do a similar thing for your music, so I'm not against trying anything. And that brings me to how this all comes together to a strategy. Because basically what we've just done over the last 10 minutes is brainstorming different ideas based on these few different formats. And there's many more formats, but we'll go into that for another time. We just need to double down these formats and turn it into a plan now. And the way that we do that is super simple. Step one is we need to experiment. Experimentation is super straightforward. You're gonna post 30 videos in 30 days, be as consistent as you can, but you need to try these 3 different formats. I would recommend 4 different formats every single week. Post multiple of them per month of the same format. So then at the end of the month, you review. So 30 days. And then after the 30 days, the review happens. And you want to review based on 2 main metrics. Views, which is just really clear to see. You can see how many views a video got, which one went viral, which one didn't, and only focus on the ones that got outstated results. I'm not talking 200 more views than usual, I'm talking 50,000, 100,000 more views, 10x more views. Clearly viral videos that if you double down on them, you can get better results. And finally, watch time retention. Watch time retention is just the idea of how many people can you keep from the start to the end of the video. What percentage of them stay until the end, and what percentage of them keep watching the video again and again. Because the most viral videos we've got, people have rewatched them again and again. Like Eric Bellinger's video that I'll play right now.
Gotta say much 'cause it's already understood. Ain't too much we gotta talk about, girl, you know we good. Baby, you know we good. It's understood.
That got 30 million views.
Wow.
And the video is just a TV transition. But the retention on that, people would on average watch that 6 times.
Wow.
That's a 600% retention because the video itself has so many questions that you just have to keep watching it again. And then you go to the comments and you're debating and it keeps replaying while you're in the comments. That's the strategy that works. Focus on retention. Now, based on which formats have got the best results for you, double down on the one format or the 2 formats that are going really well. And you want to use the 70-30 rule. 70% double down. That means 30% of your posts out of the 30 that you do per month will be tests of new formats. But then the 70%, you'll just do the same thing of what's been working. Sometimes produce the exact same video. Sometimes just do it in a different setting or with a different actor, but just keep reproducing it because you can never rinse it enough. Each video reaches 90% people who are non-followers. So let's just absolutely use and abuse that.
Perfect.
No need not to, right? And that's how we're going to take your page from 2,000 to 3,000 views per video to now getting millions of views every single month, just because we were open to experiment in different formats, we were consistent, and we doubled down on what worked. So what do you think?
I think it could be it could really work.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of material to work with and there's a lot of good hooks to do.
Yeah. Have you done high quality, well thought out transition videos like this in the past?
Not transition ones. I did high quality, but I never did transitions because the thing is that I thought it was already too seen because a lot of people did it already. And I thought people would skip it because they already know it's about music. But guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, these methods continue to work. That case study from RB Singh with multi-100,000 streams in just 2 weeks, currently at 200,000 streams in 3 weeks. That was 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And it was just from the transition method that it worked. So I promise you, this method still absolutely cooks. It's never too late. And also, you're targeting an audience in a market where there's not too many artists trying these creative strategies.
It's more about the music. There's not much music the R&B in Spain is so not popular.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a huge opportunity, because one thing that we do at Rapville is when we're posting videos in a completely different niche and they're working well, we then replicate that across all the niches and all the genres of music that we have.
Okay.
Because we know that if it's going viral in this market, it can go viral in this market, and it's a blue ocean because nobody's seen that video in this market over there because they don't cross-pollinate. They're not knowing what's going viral over here. It's very much genre specific.
Okay.
So we can always double down on it in a completely different market and get even better results because the market just has never seen it. So I think you have a great opportunity to, well, you don't even have to be too creative. You can just take what's worked over here in rap, in R&B, and apply it over here to your side of music. What do you think is going to be the hardest part of executing on all of this though?
To do the right transition, maybe. The quality as well. I mean, depends if you have money or if you have a team. For me, it's to get people, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get like as many people as I need to film all that, because I usually film it only myself, because people are busy.
Well, good thing you've got Rapville now. And at Rapville, we sort out absolutely everything.
Perfect.
Amazing. So at the next shoot, we'll be bringing up all the people, all the actors, the videographers, the directors. We'll choose all the locations and we'll film everything we need in 24 hours. That's how the Rapville team works.
That's much easier.
And we come with the whole strategy. We work with you on it.
Perfect.
And we do this, but properly. And then you get a whole plan that you approve and we film all of it. You ready for it?
100%.
Let's freaking do it. That's a wrap. More to come. Subscribe for more value. That's what we want to give to the industry.